Hello, everyone. Today is August 19th, and today I want to do just a little quick teaching on deception and how to avoid deception. There's a lot of deception going on, and the first thing that I would highly recommend is quit watching the news. If you want to be deceived, watch the news and follow what the news is saying. There's a lot of deception going around, and it could cost you your life. Actually, it could cost you your life. So we saw what happened with deception in the garden in Genesis chapter 3, and I'm going to start in verse 3. It says, Genesis chapter 3, verse 3, it says, "But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God said, You shall not eat of it, neither shall you touch it, lest you die. And the serpent said unto the woman, You shall not surely die." So there's where the deception comes in the form of lies, okay? So something other than the truth is deception. So he said, you're not going to die. The serpent said, you're not going to die. But God said, if you eat of it and touch it, you're going to die. So it's always contrary to what God says. It's always contrary to what deception comes as a result of wanting to take away from what God wants, okay? So God wants the best for you in your life, but the enemy wants the worst for you, and so he brings in deception. God really didn't mean that. God didn't say that. So this is one of the acid tests that you can do. This is one of the acid tests that I use in order to avoid deception. When I hear something, I always measure it. Where is it coming from? Where is that source coming from? Now, if it's coming from a source, and I'm going to say this, and I'm trying to be careful what I say so don't get me booted off YouTube, but if a person, and what is going on now, they're saying we're looking out for the best interest of the people. Now, when you look at the people who are saying that, do they support the murder of the unborn? If the answer is yes, then my question is, how can they have your best interest in mind? Okay? So be very careful of what these people are saying and putting out there that is trying to lead to a certain path, okay, to lead to a certain outcome. So if I'm hearing stuff from people that support the murder of the unborn, my question is this: why should I believe them when they say they're looking out for my best interest? I'm just simply not going to do that. One of the signs of the end times in Matthew 24 is the very first thing Jesus said was, take heed that no man deceive you. Deception has its consequences. So that's one of the ways that I use in order to avoid deception. The other thing that I go by is, it says in Hebrews chapter 12, and this is what I'm finding. Hebrews chapter 12, it says this, and I'm going to do a more in-depth teaching on this. Hebrews 12, it says that God chastises those he loves. Now, this is what I'm finding. In order to see restoration, or in order to see your life free from deception, you have to be open to correction, okay? Job, if you go through the book of Job, Job 38, 39, and 40, before Job was restored, Job received correction, and then God brought the restoration. Correction will keep you from receiving deception. When you're corrected of God, you then can be free from deception. So what I've done is I've simply said, Lord, correct me. We may not think we need correcting, but I just simply said, Lord, correct me in any area that is not pleasing to you, Lord, correct me. And that's what I found Those two things, letting the Lord correct you, and then looking at the source of where that information is coming from. Who is saying it? Why are they saying this? And what path are they trying to lead me down to? And that's really one of the best ways that I have found to stay free from deception and be free from getting entangled, ensnared with the works of the enemy.